Welcome back to another video. So this is the setup. You need axle stands and a line going in the length of the car. It should be a bit longer really, so you can measure them. And these are the tools: a tape measure, adjustable spanner, some spanners, and some grips. You may not need all of them depending on the state of the car. Same the other side. We have 2 axle stands and we have our line. So we'll adjust those in a moment. And we have bin bags under the wheels. You could use cardboard just to help the wheels turn a bit easier. The first thing we're going to do is adjust these axle stands closer to the wheels, and also raise the height so they're about central with the hub, because that's the first position that I'm going to be measuring from. So we'll go back to front, or whatever way around you want. Move them up to the wheels, and then adjust your height. So they're running across the hub. See that? Completely central through there. And we'll do the same on the other side. We'll do the fine adjustments in a moment. Same here. Pull it in and lift up the height. This axle stand is a little stuck into the rope, the string. There we go. And the same on the rear. So we'll get them a bit closer for now. Ideally, like I said already, you want them a bit longer so you can measure, get it all square. But they'd be hard to reach. Make sure the steering wheel is perfectly straight. Give it a wiggle side to side to settle the steering down. Should always do that, and make sure the car is on the ground. So we're going to start measuring. I'm going to adjust these to about 1 inch, and you can see the line is not touching or being impeded by the car at all. I'm going to check the measurement here. Like I say, we're dead on 1 inch there, and that's what I'm aiming for. The other side, you can measure from here, the inner part of the wheel, or the edge, either edge, as long as you do both the same, or even the tyre, as long as you measure the same points on the front of the wheel and the back of the wheel. So we're just going to check our measurements. We have around 20 millimeters, about 3/4 of an inch. So we're going to do this all the way around the car on the front wheels. We're about 15 to 18 mil there. So that means the wheels are towing in. You have toe in at the front. Same here. Take our measurement. It's about 20 mil. Just over 20 millimeters. 25. About 20 millimeters there. 20 millimeters. If you're American, you maybe look at the side where the inches are. So these wheels are also towing in. So I'm just going to double check here from a different part, from a different place on the wheel. So about 10 millimeters there. Check the inches there. And then about 15 there. So there's a difference of 5 millimeters, but that could be because our string is not square, but that is indicating our wheel is facing in. So the way to change that is by turning the wheels outward like this, look through the car here, and you can see the tie rod and the tie rod and the inner tie rod here. So we need you to make the adjustments there. So all I'm going to do is crack this nut off with the adjustable spanner whilst holding the inner tie rod with a spanner, just so it keeps everything in line. But as this tie rod is on the back of the wheel, winding it in will push the front of the toe out, so you'll have toe out, and winding it out you'll have toe in. I'm making the adjustment here because after settling the steering, this is where I found the biggest discrepancy. Undo this nut here so we can wind the inner tie rod in to the tie rod end, changing the angle of the wheel so it comes out slightly more. So we've cracked on now, and we're left with a small space here. You can go slightly larger, slightly smaller, not too much. But here you can see me making quarter turns at a time, and I'm going to go about 2 or 3 quarter turns each time until I'm happy. And then the closer I get, so I'm going to do about a full turn. The closer I get, I'm going to keep checking. So I adjusted it around about half a turn in, recenter the steering, give it a wobble side to side, and and then recheck everything. So recenter to about 1 inch here. We'll just move it in slightly, and then just check everything again until everything is closer into line, so you have straighter wheels. You'll see in a moment that I keep getting different measurements. So I'm putting it 1 inch from the hub here, putting it 1 inch from the hub here once we go and take the centre cap off. So we'll just check. And 1 inch there. Go around to the other side after we check this. So about 15, about 12, 14 millimeters there. 12 mil. 12 mil. And I think around 15 millimeters there. So there is only 3 millimeters or so in the angle of that wheel. But when we come round here, you get a measurement of around 20, you see. And then we come around here and you get a measurement of about 24 or so. So there is only 3 to 4 millimeters in the angle of the wheels. But so sort of regardless of the actual measurement, the differences are about 1 millimeter the same. So we'll just double check, and there is about 1 millimeter difference in the angle of the wheel. I don't know why we're getting the different measurements, but the other wheel on the other side, I did take that from the rear of the car and put it on the front, but I don't assume the wheels are going to be that different. But as long as the overall measurements are the same, it doesn't matter about the actual measurement being exactly spot on, because there is a difference of 10 mil, and yet the angle is only 3 to 4 millimeters different. So again, we have 20 mil, about 20 mil on the rear, and you can see that there's a ding there, a bit of a chip, and we have 19 millimeters here. So there is 4 millimeters. There's about 4 millimeters in this angle and 3 millimeters in the other side. So what we're going to do now is check them between the threads.
So 1 meter, 1 meter 0.5 and 50. Sorry, 85. Almost 1 meter 500. 86. 85. Transfer it on the front now. So that is also saying 1 meter 500 and 85. So they're dead straight. Well, that is the alignment done on the wheels. I was hoping for a bit more toe in, but should be happy enough with perfectly straight wheels. It may or not make the car wander around slightly on the road, but at least the tyres are going to last. The tyres are going to be okay for now. We should have checked, made the lines longer and checked the overall measurements front and back, because sometimes the axles are a different size. We've checked the measurements across the tyres from the tread, and we're coming up with 1 meter 585. So on both sides, so they're perfectly straight. We're not going to have to worry about burning tyres. So hope you learned something. If you liked, help my channel grow and subscribe. We'll catch you again in another one.